Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Franchise Spotlight. In this episode, we're going to talk about From Russia with Love, which is another James Bond film. If you didn't see last week's episode, we tackle another James Bond film. It was actually the first one. It's Dr. No. You can find it right here. So without further ado, let's get into it. From Russia with Love was another great installment in the Bond franchise, especially so early. A lot of things that could be said about this film, I also said about Dr. No. I feel like these movies kind of go hand in hand, and they definitely complement each other well, especially this one since it was the second one. Again, Sean Connery kills it as James Bond. He's suave, he's great, womanizer. He's building all the what we would classify the Bond tropes, like his character traits. He's building on those, and I think he does a phenomenal job on laying the groundwork for who Bond is. As far as the action goes, there's definitely a lot more action in this film than the previous one. I feel like they had a bigger budget, and they definitely showed it off with having two great scenes that just had explosions and actions, and there were gunfights. With this having more action sequences, it definitely is starting to pull together all the Bond tropes. You introduce Q gadgets.
An ordinary black leather case with 20 rounds of ammunition here and here. Now, if you take the top off, you'll find the ammunition inside. On the side here, flat throwing knife. Press that button there, and out she comes. Inside the case, you'll find an AR-7 folding sniper's rifle, .25 caliber, with an infrared telescopic sight. Then, if you pull out these straps, inside are 50 gold sovereigns, 25 in either side. Now, watch very carefully. An ordinary tin of talcum powder. Inside, a tear gas cartridge. That goes in the case against the side here like that. It's magnetized so it won't fall. Shut the case. Now, normally to open a case like that, you move the catches to the side. If you do, the cartridge will explode in your face. Now, to stop the cartridge exploding, turn the catches horizontally, like that. Then, open normally.
You start to see the mission briefings from M. James Bond off with a woman whenever he gets a call to come back.
Where in the world are you, James?
Well, I've just been reviewing an old case.
Oh, so I'm an old case now, am I?
Shh, it's the office.
This movie is definitely laying down the groundworks, and I'd say this is the last real serious espionage movie before we get into the tongue-in-cheek James Bond films that we're familiar with nowadays. The next one's gonna be Goldfinger, and you guys will see that video next week. But this film is one thing that I really noticed about when I was watching this film was the blocking. The way that the cinematographer shot each scene whenever there was, some snooping going around, or, you knew someone was spying on someone else. The way that the blocking and the characters were framed showed who was spying on who, and I thought that was a really interesting aspect that they brought to this that wasn't in Dr. No, the previous film, and I think that adds a level to this. I don't want to say that adds more to it and that it makes it a better film. I think it just adds more to it as an espionage genre, and definitely, helps frame who is spying on who is really in control, and who's finding out more information. And I think that's a great aspect that they bring to this film. Alright guys, well I think that does it for this video. Like I said, I couldn't really talk about too much about From Russia with Love without, repeating myself with what I said about Dr. No, because these films are similar, but they're also very different. So if you like what you guys saw, definitely subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Movie Nights, and then Instagram and Twitter at Nights_movie. for all news and updates regarding us and our YouTube. So thank you guys for watching this, and goodbye.